Okay, in this problem, we are told that according to a study, the proportion of people who are satisfied with the way things are going in their lives is 0.74. Suppose that a random sample of 100 people is obtained, and then we're asked to complete some questions about this. The first part that you had a question about was C, where it says describe the sampling distribution of p hat, the proportion of people who are satisfied with the way things are going in their life. Now remember, this requires two checks. The first check is that the sample size has to be less than 5% of the population size. Okay, so we're going to take care of that first. Now the population of the U.S. is much more than 5% of that is going to be much more than what the sample size is of 100. So that's okay. And then when we multiply n times p times q, that's where we check this part here, the second part. And n here being 100, p being 0.74, q being 0.26. This is where we get that answer, that 19.24. So that's the second part of the check. And the distribution is approximately normal because we're talking about a population of people, and that is normal. So the p hat is going to be normal, and the mean is the same as the probability of success. So that's the 0.74. And to find the standard deviation, this is where we take the square root of p times q. Times q 26 divided by 100. And when we do that, the square root of 0.74 times 0.26 divided by 100, we get this answer, 3 decimal places, 0.044. Now, in the next part of this, we're asked some questions. So in the first part, part D, what's the probability that the proportion who are satisfied with the way things are going in their life exceeds 0.77? So here we're looking, what's the probability that x is greater than 0.77? And we're going to figure that out with our StatCrunch. And then in the next one, would it be unusual to reveal that 67 or fewer people in the study or in the sample are satisfied with their lives? So that would be, what's the probability that x is less than or equal to 0.67? Because 67 out of 100, that's where we get the 0.67. So to find those two, we're going to go to StatCrunch. Let me bring that up. Okay. And in StatCrunch, we are going to go to Stat on Calculators, Normal, and type in our mean. Our mean was 0.74, and our standard deviation was 0.044. And the first question asks, what's the probability x is greater than 0.77? And compute. Let me see if we can see that well enough. Well, okay. Anyway, you get this number. And then for the next part, we're going to look at less than or equal to 0.67. And compute. Same mean as standard deviation. So as we look at the answer here, what we notice is that this answer is greater than 0.05. So going back to our problem, it's not unusual because it's not less than 5%. It's only unusual if the value is less than 5%. I hope this helps.